Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is bookmas day 9. The video that I had planned for today is not ready, and so we are going to just kind of hang out and chat about my reading goals for 2026, which feels so crazy to say. Obviously we're making a bunch of end of year content, but it's so exciting to be starting a new year full of new bookish goals. I'm not going to post wrap up content for my 2025 goals until later in the month because I still have time. December 1st is not the end of our goals. We still have a whole month. Well, it's the 9th today. So I have like 20 days. So I'm not giving up yet. So you'll get my official wrap up closer to Christmas. But the first thing I want to talk about is how I'm going to do my 26 for 2026. I did do a 25 for 2025. You'll see content about that throughout bookmas. I've got a couple of videos planned to discuss that and finish that, but I am not going to do a 26 for 2026 because I just didn't feel super realistic to me, I guess. Maybe my leg's not too distracting. It just didn't feel super realistic. It wasn't helping me reach my goals, and it really wasn't pushing me because there wasn't a lot of weight to it. By the time, by now, even by August, looking at my 25 TBR, my 2025 TBR, I was kind of I just don't know that I really want to read any of these books anymore. I have other books that are higher on my priority TBR. And so how I'm going to shift this is I'm going to break it up by quarters. I've really gotten into quarter and cyclic planning lately. Mostly due to Joshi Corin, I'm pretty sure is how you say her name. She is a planning and bullet journaling creator on YouTube. I don't know if she has anything else. I know she's on YouTube. I watch her on YouTube. She's also a content creator for Arch and Olive now, I think. So she's sponsored by them. I'm not exactly sure. I don't understand everything, but she's pretty cool. And she does cyclic planning. So that's based on a 4-week month instead of the months that we have. So my first day of the year next year is going to be on December 29th, I'm pretty sure, because that's a Monday. And so I'd go Monday to Sunday 4 times. That's one cycle. So 1 month, and then 3 cycles and a reset week is a quarter. And so that's how I'm gonna run my planning and my reading goals. This is just a better way for me to run my goals. It's easier to be okay, I'm done with 1 cycle of the quarter. I only have 2 cycles left, and things like that to help me stay on track with my goals and also stay ahead of planning. I'm really good at planning right in either the week ahead of me or the month ahead of me. And in order to stay on top of a lot of my goals, I will ignore the next month. Even if I've got something that needs done the first week of the next month, I end up ignoring it until the month starts. And then I'm crap, I needed to be prepping for this for a while. And so I'm switching all of my planning to that. So that being said, my reading planning is also going to be a little bit different. So instead of doing a 26 for 2026, I'm going to pick 6 books for each quarter of the year that I really want to read. And to make sure it's current with what's really important to me, I am going to do 6 for each quarter. I'm not going to decide all 24 right now. I'm only going to pick 6. That being said, in my reading journal, I'm still going to do a big spread of a bunch of books that I want to read this year because I want to capsulize my reading taste, my TBR, what I'm wanting to read right now, so that I can look back on it later. But it's not going to be I'm not going to be trying to necessarily specifically read these books. If I do, great. I'll still probably do a check-in with how well I did on it, whatever, but I'm not going to call it a 26 for 2026. I think I'm going to call it a taste capture. Workshopping the name. I don't like that name, but I'm just going to call it taste capsule, maybe. So time capsule, taste capsule. So it's capturing what my taste is right now, what I'm wanting to read, what I'm wanting to get into, what I'm looking forward to. I definitely will include that in my reading journal video. I'll be creating a reading journal video as soon as my reading journal is delivered. You might get this content in January, but because I ordered from Arch and Olive during their sale, which is like November 30th. Also, anyway, so it hasn't even been shipped yet, which is fine. I'm only stressing a little bit. No, it's the 23rd. Anyway, when it comes in, we will create my reading journal and it'll be a blast. We're fine. I'm chilling. All right, so let's move on. I'm going to keep a goal the same as last year. One of my goals last year was to not read spicy books. Here's how it's gonna go. I don't want to read spicy books. But specifically, the goal that I feel like is a little more manageable for me right now is I'm not going to post about books with spice in them unless it like comes up. So like if it's a book that I think is clean, or it's YA or something like that, or a literary fiction, like a book where the spice isn't written for pleasure, it's written for like fictional purposes, literary purposes. I guess it's all fictional purposes, but like literary purposes. And we'll discuss that on the channel. So like if something comes up that I'm not expecting to be spicy, we'll talk about it. If it's a popular book and nobody's talking about the spice and I read it and I find out that it's spicy, we'll talk about it. But putting that goal in place is a little better than just saying I'm not gonna read spice, because it kind of like holds me accountable. And also it takes a lot of reading to keep up with content and producing new stuff. And I do have lots of plans for my videos in the upcoming year. Bookmas is kind of my way to like kickstart my producing content and making better content and consistently posting content. And so in order to do those things, I can't read a lot of books that I can't post about. Like, that's such a waste of time. So hopefully, that being said, like I'll be too full with other books that I want to read that I won't reach for books with spice in them. That being said, I will still probably be reading like sequels and things to books that I've already been starting. I've already started, like when the 4th Empyrean series book comes out, I will be reading it. I won't post the content about it or whatever, but I will be reading that. Anyway, we'll see. I'm just a girl. Anyway, other reading goals. I do have a goal to post 2 videos a week on my channel, one being a reading vlog type video, and one being a talking video. Those will kind of differ. I've got a bunch of different stuff planned that I'm really, really excited for. And then also the goal is to post at least 2 times a day for short form content on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Currently, those things are all the same videos because I don't got that much time. So just create 3 short form videos, post them on all 3 platforms, and then post 1 picture a day on Instagram, 1 like photo post on Instagram a day. I don't know why I said it's such a filler word. That's another thing, but that's not a goal we're talking about right now. I really think, I guess another bookish goal would be that I read all of my book club books for the year, because I did not this last year. And so that would be a good goal. Eventually a goal to start a Fable, but I feel like I need more like followers before I do that so that I have people to join it. So that's going to be like maybe a quarter 3 or 4 goal. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, what are going to be the 6 books that I want to read next year, the first quarter next year, quarter 1 next year. Here's my 6 and a couple of honorable mentions that I would also hope to get to, but like aren't priority. Queen of Shadows, number 1. I'm currently reading Heir of Fire. With all the bookmas content, I don't know that I'll finish it before Christmas, but then I have that week after. I'm finishing Heir of Fire in December. Then I want to read Queen of Shadows in January. Hopefully January. Definitely over the course of the whole quarter, I'll be able to read it. But Queen of Shadows. And then honorable mention to the rest of the Throne of Glass series. I really would like to have it done before the end of March. But I am starting my master's degree in January. So that will like throw a little bit of a chink in the armor. It's going to make it a little harder So I'd like to finish the whole series next quarter, but at least Queen of Shadows. The next one would be the second in the Mistborn trilogy. I'm currently reading, or here soon, reading the first Mistborn book, planning on reading it. So if I don't read it, the first one. But the second Mistborn book, the second Spark of the Everflame book, which is Glow of the Everflame, I'm pretty sure. All of these are finishing series, not all of them. And then the last one would be Magnolia Park's A Long Way Home. So I have 4 that I want to continue series. One of them will be finishing series. Honorable mention for all of those 4, like finishing the series. I would love to finish all of these series in quarter 1. How reasonable is that? Not super, especially since Throne of Glass is on there and it's a chunker. All of the, like, I've got, so of Queen of Shadows, then the tandem read, and Kingdom of Ash. So that will take a while. So 4. My 5th one that I want to read is Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I just finished Trust of the Emerald Sea and I loved it, so I really want to get to Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. And then the 6th one, I have no idea what I want this to be. Probably The Martian, because I read Project Hail Mary this year and the movie is coming out next year, and I really would like to read The Martian before and reread Project Hail Mary, but I'd like to have both of those read before because I've never read The Martian. Anyway, so I want to see like how close the Martian book and movie were, and then like compare that to how close Project Hail Mary book and movie are. So yeah, we're gonna say The Martian. That being said, other books that I would like to get to are Emma by Jane Austen, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I would like to start ACOTAR, obviously because my in-laws are currently reading it, so it'd be fun to like discuss that with him, but obviously those have spice in them, so we'll kind of see how that goes or where that goes. All of that being said, what are other bookish goals we need to talk about? I don't know. I have 2 big goals, I guess. Tracking my reading as it happens. I am absolutely terrible. My Notion says that I've only read 54 books this year. I'm already to 65 on Fable. So Fable I definitely keep updated better than others. I don't even have ratings in all of those on Fable, but they're at least in there showing that I read them. Yeah. Anyway. Excuse me, I am so yawny today. It's only 7. I'm so tired for no reason. Yeah, so tracking all of my reading better. I think I'm going to only hold myself to tracking my reads on Fable, Notion, and my reading journal. The reading journal I'll only update like once a month, probably, depending on how many books I'm reading. If I'm not reading a ton, I'd probably say once a quarter. We'll kind of see. But only every once in a while I'll update my reading journal. At least once a quarter, if not once a month. And so then by the end of the year, they're all in there. And then Notion and Fable, like as soon as... And I think I'm going to set up like a schedule for myself. I update Notion once a week. I let myself sit down, think about the books, whatever, once a week. Then Fable, as soon as I finish the book, put it in. Another goal I have for next year, these are just like rambling goals, is to read every day in 2026. There definitely are like weeks at a time where I don't read. And so if I could even read a little bit every day, I'd finish a lot more books. That goal will also like intertwine, number 1, reading lots of books. Number 2, prioritizing hobby and like leisure time. Jessie Corin is Australian, so she has an accent, so she says leisure time, and I love that. Why leisure time? That's not even how she sounds. Leisure. Anyway, prioritizing leisure time, and then also making sure that I'm getting books read for the videos that I'm creating. So all kind of like goes together. Obviously, if I miss one, I'm not gonna like beat up on myself or anything. But anyway, all that being said, what was the other one I was gonna tell you? I had that one. reading every day and tracking my reading better. Yeah, I think those are all of my goals for next year. That's a lot. I did create, which you guys will see here in a little while, I did create, or like when I post my reading journal video, a bingo board for my reading, my personal life, and my social media for 2025, 2026. Did I say 24? I don't know. Anyway, so I'll definitely go over this in my reading journal video or my bullet journal video. But those are kind of fun. Anyway, if you're still here, comment. Oh, the biggest reading goal of all, how many books I want to read in 2026. I'm not going to set a pages goal because I just don't track pages very well. So I have no idea how many pages I've read this year. So maybe next year I'll be better about tracking my pages so that we could set a pages goal for maybe a later quarter or for 2027. But I am going to set a goal to read 75 books next year. My goal this year was 100, and I won't finish it. If I do, that'd be crazy, because I'm currently at 65. It is December 9th. I need to read 35 more books. And my biggest reading month so far has been 12, 15 maybe. I have currently finished 7 books this month. So it's definitely going pretty well for only being 9 days in and finishing 7 books. We might, but I highly doubt it. So I'm going to reduce my goal a little bit because I don't want it to be like a point of stress or anything. So we're going to say 75. If I beat it, great. We'll bump it up to 100. If not, we're chilling, right? So I want to read 75 books in 2026. And this is an important one that I say like every year. I want like less than 20 or 25% or less of my books to be audiobooks only. So like immersive reading doesn't count. Physically reading, ebooks don't count in that, obviously. Like those are all the 80%, including immersive reading, even though I'm listening and reading. I'm also physically reading. I just want more. I am trying to make it so I can't let myself use audiobooks as an excuse to not sit down and read, because reading is like my self-care hobby and I tend to like push it off. Like one of my biggest personal goals in 2026 is to prioritize self-care and taking care of myself and hobbies. Because I am starting my master's degree, I obviously have social media, I have a job, I'm kind of a couple jobs, but I have a job. I'm married, so I'm working on my relationship, I'm keeping a house. Obviously, I'm not that busy currently, but if I can't prioritize self-care and things now, how in the world am I ever going to do that when I have kids? Or if I ever have any bigger challenges than this, right? So, and also like, I would love to be able to get off my antidepressant. That's a huge thing for me next year. And so, or maybe not even next year, but in the future. And so prioritizing hobbies, working out, reading, all the things can only help that, right? Can't make it worse. So I don't want to be able to like say, oh, I'm reading because I'm doing audiobooks, but then while I'm listening to audiobooks, I'm also cleaning the house or whatever, which is fine. But I don't have to do that much. I have plenty of time. I don't work until like noon or 11 every day, and I'm off by 6. And I don't do like anything else. So I have plenty of time to sit down and read, even if it's 10 minutes a day, right? So instead of relying on audiobooks to get my reading done, I would like to stay below like 25% of my reading. Yeah, that was a lot of kind of yapping. But thank you guys for hanging out for Bookmas Day 9. I'll see you on Bookmas Day 10, where hopefully we will be doing a color wheel chooses my reads. I'm like that far into it, which is like not very much, but I did read The Villa by Rachel Hawkins I read for like an hour last night and then like 2 hours this morning and finished it. So my makeup is a mess, or is it just the lighting? So I'm confident that between tonight and tomorrow morning, I can finish this book. Like, it's not that long, and it's like thriller vibes, so it shouldn't take that long. So I'm hoping to get the color wheel chooses my reads video out to you guys tomorrow. That being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow.